Well, we lost the light last night, but we're making up for it this morning. It's my birthday, it's raining, it's still dark, but we're heading off along the coast because this afternoon they forecast gales and torrential rain, so we're going to try and catch the best of the weather if we can this morning. So come and join us as we go searching for treasure on the Jurassic coast.
The sea is over there, but to get to it we have to cross this bridge, and there's a very deep, fast flowing river here, but it's a good excuse for a bit of mudlarking before we get to the beach. So let's walk down here. Ooh, it's very squidgy underfoot, and see if we can find anything on this river beach. Don't forget, shout if you see something. Oh look, that's a nice start. It's a little bit of blue and white pottery. Not quite sure what the pattern is. I think that's a tree. Oh, there's another piece. I wonder if that's off the same thing. I think it is. Let's have a look. Piece of rotten wood here. You can lean on. Oh, I don't think those two pieces go together, but they're definitely off the same piece. Now that's off an old jelly mould, the glass one. It's not rounded at all, so I don't think it's long since this has been smashed. It probably got smashed being washed down in the storms, because it is very stormy. What a shame. That would have been beautiful if we had the whole thing. Here's a chunk of bottle. If we hold it up to the light, we have some nice light to hold it to. There, amber coloured glass, no writing on it. I wonder if that's modern or old.
A chunk?
Oh yes, quarry tile. These were made of clay and they were used on the floors of houses in this country, probably in many other countries too, but they were terribly damp. So what people do when they buy old cottages, they take these up, put a proper concrete floor, and then either pot them back down or put different flooring on. But it is very popular to save them and put them down so your floor still looks original, but you've got no more damp. Some local ducks all going for a swim. It looks like a lovely little village pond. It isn't. It's actually the recreation fields of the caravan park up there,
which are flooded.
It's so much rain that the ducks have got a brand new pond to play in. Look. Now, it's quite popular nowadays for people to draw on pebbles and leave them for people to find.
That's a lovely one.
There's nothing written on the back.
It's nice as well having the sunrise.
Oh yes, and we came for the sunrise.
We came for the sunrise.
It looks muddy, but not too muddy. What do you think? Should we go in? I don't think there's much to find because we can't see anything, but what a good excuse to pop your wellies on and get muddy. Come on, let's go in. Ooh, it's slippery. It's muddy, but it's fun.
What's that?
Oh wow!
What is it?
Look at that, it's like a quartz crystal. Isn't that gorgeous? It's not very hard and not very heavy though.
Strange, isn't it?
Almost like candle wax, but it's too hard for candle wax.
Possibly a resin or something.
Anybody know what that is? That's pretty. I don't think we've ever found that pattern. Very nice. It's a stone But inside, it's got all like stripes, black and white in it. I thought for a minute it was an arrowhead, but I don't think that's been shaped by anybody. I think it's just the way it is. There's the rim of a pot. That seems very old. It's pottery, it is glazed inside, but it's just got that feel and the look. I think that's quite a few years old. Bit the bottle, and I think it could be old because it's looking quite thick. It's a bit muddy. Oh yes, it's got writing on it. Let's have a look. Let's go take it to have a wash. Oops, very slippy. And Dimbra. Oh, I like that.
Brick.
Oh, what's on the brick?
LBC. And down there,
Hop.
PHORP.
We'll need to look that up and I'll let you know on screen what it is. What's that?
Just my romantic imagination.
Yes.
There are supposed to be over 80 shipwrecks out there of ancient ships with bullion on.
Ooh.
And there are stories of how they washed up back in the 19th century and people would collect stuff. And couldn't that just be a bit of timber
It could.
off some galleon that went down, perhaps in the Great Storm back in the 18th century?
Nice
Just-
find.
Just my imagination.
Oh,
It could be
yes.
something else, but it's old enough. It's a rotted down piece of wood that's been in the water a long time.
That's exciting, I like that. What's that? Oh, is it what I think it is? It is. It's a pipe stem. Oh, I love finding pipe stems. I know I get overexcited of pipe stems, but they're such a wonderful find. Let's give it a little swim. Yes. Very muddy. But there's our first pipe stem of the holiday. Now where did I dig
Some
that out
sailor.
from? Do you think there's the rest of it in there? Let's have a look. Oh, wait a minute, what's that? Just clear it very carefully. Something there. You think that's the bowl? No. Oh. Double check. No. It's just a white stone. How disappointing. Oh, Phil's found another friend. That dog is not going to stay white on this mud. Oh, look. That's a nice bit of fossil, isn't it? You can see the lines there. Oh, that is definitely a fossil too. Look at that. Do you think that was an ammonite? I don't think so. It's not the right shape, is it? Unless it's the relief of an ammonite. I'm still not convinced though. Aha, I found part of an ammonite here. It's only just the edge of a small one. You can see the ridges. Turn into the sunshine, see if that will help. Ooh, what's this? It looks like a claw, doesn't it? Inside it looks just like a rock possibly. Any ideas? And a rusty nail. A piece of glass. Whoa, that's a big chunk. There's nothing on it. Let's hold it up to the light. That's very opaque, that one. Oh look, there's a coin! There's a coin!
Now, they have been known to find gold guineas from George III and dollars from King Philip V of Castile. But today I got a funny feeling this is a little bit more modern.
I think it's a half penny. Let's have a look.
It looks like, doesn't it?
Yes, it's a UK half a penny with Queen Elizabeth II on the back. Can you see that? Oh, is that a pipe stem? yes, our second piece of pipe stem. I think this must have belonged to a sailor from long, long ago. It's quite a thick stem actually. That's a very nice treat again. 2 pieces of pipe stem in one day. Can't be bad. What have you found?
2 extremes, like a fossilized stone.
Oh, look at that. That's a nice clear one.
It is, isn't it? Really clear piece of bark or something.
Nothing on the other side, but like that.
And then the smoothest of smooth, that's a bit of...
Oh, it's a bit grubby now.
Yeah, it's my hands.
Yeah, it's very muddy here, but some just white pottery that's not as old
Washed and washed and
as
washed
the fossil.
away. But it's washed away to smooth, but that, look. The ridges along here is very pronounced, isn't it?
Just goes to show that these stones are much harder than this pottery. Just found something as well. Oh, it's blue and white. What's on that? It's a mug, is it?
See? It's like the bottom of a mug.
Something snapped off there. Oh, so a china teacup, I'd say. Let's have a look at the pattern. Can't see much of it, but I'm going to go with willow pattern because that looks like the end of the long boat that they sailed away in. Phil decided to cross this little stream.
Yeah.
Are you stuck in the mud?
Just a bit. Hang on, I'm going to try going forward.
Oh dear.
I suggest we go down.
That might not be a good idea. Should we all watch?
Should I go forward or come back?
Probably best to come back. Oh, heck, that's really deep. Can you see the mud? I think you best come back.
Coming back. Okay, I'm in front.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, we're mudlarking. Oh, we're on and going down. Oh, I was going down. Oh, the black.
We're not going back across that way. I think we'll go back this way. Oh, what's that? It's very sticky and stuck in the mud. Oh, it's heavy. It's a plug, but it's copper. Doesn't seem very safe, does it? Copper, I would imagine, transmits electricity, and then they cover your plug in like in copper. Weird. Let's give it a wash. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think this is a little bit.
Don't step in there. I did that already.
There we go. One copper plug with a hole in the end, with a wire to go in. And a really heavy weight on that. Whoa. You can feel every now and again some really deep areas. I'll get my foot back out of there. Don't think this mud is such a good idea here. There we go. A bit shallower here. Somebody's been in quite a way there.
That was me.
Might have guessed.
I was sinking. I was trying to go down and wash my wellies, and I ended up sinking.
Ah, this is why the tide is going out. Somebody's pulled the plug from the bottom of the sea. We're all doomed. Oh, that's nice.
Like a little bit of tree in it.
It is. It's like as if somebody's sawn a chunk off a log.
So this solid stone.
Petrified log.
Well, here we are on the East Beach at Charmouth, and we're going to see what we can find as we go fossil hunting, glass hunting, beachcombing, just searching for treasure.
Found. Oh, that's nice.
Not nice, is it?
Yep. A wet dog. definitely glass, isn't it? There's a curve on it.
We just found
This is
some
glass.
pieces.
Glasses, yeah, with lots of glass pieces.
Yeah, just happy where the mine
Hello.
is. I used to work in the mines actually.
Did you?
A long time ago. I retired from the mines in 28 when they decided to close them all. Your doggies around.
Nice rounded sea glass. And another dog. Hello. Not what you'd call a nervous dog, you see. Oh, there's another one.
Lots of new friends.
Hello. Hello. Tickle you? Yeah. Oh, not so friendly. You're coming with me now, yeah? Wow.
Hold it for the camera.
I know. Like Britain's Got Talent, all these dogs. They all want to win. These cliffs really are unsafe. You can see just how much has fallen off them. I'll shout so hopefully you can hear me above the noise of the wind. If we go a little closer, I'm not going too close, you can see that all the mud and the water is running down, and at any point you can have a big crash and lots of this will come down and squash you. So I'm going back down to the sea. That sea looks quite rough. I really want to go in. Now we're not going in very deep at all. But come on, pop your wellies on and we'll just go for a little paddle. Up, the water's coming to us. Oh, didn't quite make it. Here we go. Woo. And again. You can hear the noise of all the pebbles being washed back out to sea, but you can also feel them being washed from under your feet, so you have to be very careful you don't lose your footing. There is an ammonite. Quite a nice one. Put it on my hand there, you can see the proportion, you see the size of it. Oh, it's about 2 inches across. Perhaps a little bit bigger. I thought that may have been the knobbly part of the pipe stem, but it isn't. It's just a little rock or pebble. More plastic. And more plastic. It's a shame it's so pretty but so destructive. We'll take that home as well. We don't want it going back into the sea. Lovely, glistening in the sun when it's nice and wet. There's a small piece of sea glass. Whoa, this tide is starting to come in now. I definitely think we need to be aiming back down to the other end where the car is.
Right, look what I got. Probably the smallest bit of sea glass today.
Oh, isn't that cute?
But in my bag I have a piece of social history.
Oh,
A huge piece of sea glass
right.
that brings back childhood memories.
Oh wow, it's a Corona bottle.
It is, it says on the bottom this is the property of Corona and it's still got the top on.
Oh, that's lovely. Let's turn it around the other way.
Washed up in the sea.
Look at that, Corona. We used to have the Corona pop man. He used to come around bringing the pop.
That's it. On the bottom there. This bottle is the property of Corona.
Oh, that's really nice.
They are washed up in the sea. I was after a piece of sea glass with relevant social history.
That takes me back to being young.
Yes, there we go. My birthday bottle.
Well done. Aha. What's that? Is that a dinosaur egg? Or is it a beach float? I think it's a bowling ball. Let's turn it over. Yes, there are the finger holes. It's part of a bowling ball on the beach. pantoplastic, probably, or pantoplast.
Oh, I tell you what, it might not be.
Oh,
Have a
yes,
look.
it can
Goes
fish
all
in
the way
floats.
through.
Yes, you're right.
It's probably a float on a line
Yes.
where they drop them all out in a row.
Uh-huh.
There we go.
Interesting. I think we should take that with us. It really doesn't belong here. Now that's a pretty pebble. But I want to be careful because I got distracted, walked to the pebble, and I got very close to this cliff edge. And I don't like this cliff edge, it makes me nervous. Let's move away. All this muddy water is washing down from the eroding cliffs up there, which are all mud. Oh, that is why you're going to get a very muddy beach. Ah, sea glass, is it? Oh no. It's one of these rocks that looks like sea glass from a distance, and it's not. What do we always find on a mudlark? A ball! Now what is that? It's light. It's almost like a pear with a knobbly bit sticking out. I'd say that's some sort of polystyrene, or even possibly some of that foamy stuff you fill gaps with in cavity linings and things like that of houses. Definitely an unusual shape. Oh, 2 pieces of sea glass, well done.
Lovely round, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, hope you've enjoyed it so far. If you have, come on, let's see what else we can find as we travel further along the Jurassic coast. Well, we've come down to West Bay, famously known as Dead Man's Bay. That's the phrase that was used by Thomas Hardy, a local author of world renown. And they call it that because so much treasure has washed up here over the centuries from all the wrecks that are out there in the sea. And the weather here can be so stormy. Problem we've got? I think it's hitting for high tide. But let's go find out. Come on. Come and join us on West Bay. Perfect hole.
don't know if you can hear me, but it's amazing. You can feel the thud of the waves hitting the rocks. Actually, the vibrations coming through your feet. These waves are absolutely beautiful, but deadly. I certainly don't want to get caught in that sea. I think this is one of the roughest seas we've seen. Well, who'd have thought you'd find one of your 5 a day on the beach and it wasn't lava bread?
Beach broccoli. Sock again.
Whoa, I think we better turn back this way.
You can hear the roar of the waves here as they crash against these rocks. And this is a stormy bay down here on West Bay. And it's been famous for the treasure troves that have washed up over the centuries as people have scoured the shale and the beaches. And back 191 years ago, we're here now in December the 21st, 2019, but on the 5th of December 1828 there was a mighty storm and a ship that had gone down the previous century broke up under the sea and the bullion washed up on the shore. And there's a story told of some brothers who gathered the gold together, and as they did, a mighty wave came in and shoved tons of shale over the top of their hoard. How disappointing. Well, no gold bullion today, but who knows? Perhaps this bit of timber with this nail hole right there in the top is off one of those galleons that went down in the 1700s. I like to think it is, and I'm going to keep it as my keepsake from Dead Man's Bay down here on the Jurassic coast.